Hello HumeFog students. Today I'm going to go over the resources for the Spain project from Ms. Sicaroon's class. So first thing you notice is the LibGuide. Once you get to the LibGuide, you'll notice that this project is a little different because this time you're using all those skills and finding websites and good resources, and you're going to be evaluating them in an annotated bibliography. So we're going to be looking at that. But first of all, let's go over the resources. Once you pick your topic and have it approved by Ms. Sicaroon, the next step you want to do is to actually go to EasyBib. On EasyBib, you'll log in. You will see that I'm logged in over here. You'll create a new project. You can title this project Spain or whatever your actual topic is, and your default style is MLA. Once you have that, you're ready to start adding resources. Also, remember, in this project, you will have a total of 4 sources, not 3. You will have a total of 4 sources, one of which must be a book. There are many good resources on the LibGuide for this project. So, what are these sources? Well, you'll notice here at the top that on the front page are general resources. These are resources that, depending on your topic, could be useful. And so examples of those could be encyclopedias, Gale Virtual Reference, which has some really great articles in it, and they are books, so those count as books. And the same thing with Google Books. There's also a list of some of our commonly used books. If you're struggling with a topic, I encourage you to look at one of these books. They're all on a cart in the library. Okay, so once you have your first source and you decide that that's a good source, you're going to put that into EasyBib. So for example, in this situation, I'm going to take my take the LibGuide, take the project I just created, and I'm going to go into the bibliography, and I'm going to be using one of these sources. So the great thing about these sources is that it's very, very easy to add them in. Most of them come with the citation. So any of these are going to come with the citation. So I'll show you an example of that. So under Gale Virtual Reference, for example, let's say that I was doing an article on paella, which I probably mispronounced horribly. And I'm going to type in Hume to continue on. And like I said, once I say that, so here's an article on Spanish dishes, and let's say I was going to use this article. The great thing about it is that over here on the right hand side you will see citation tools, and I want the MLA citation. Since it gives me the citation, I don't need to create it. So what do I do on EasyBib? In EasyBib, I don't need to create it. I just need to go to all 59 options, write paste citation, and I paste that in. And then I create the citation. So you're going to add different sources that way. If it gives it to you, great, go ahead and use that. If it doesn't give it to you, create it. But you always want to make sure that if it is a website, that you do put in the sponsor. I should never see an NP. There should always be a sponsor of the website listed. Usually this is at the bottom of the page. You'll see like a little copyright. It'll say copyright 2015 and the source. I look at that very carefully. That's how I determine if you've used a reliable website or not. So speaking of reliable websites, you'll notice here that on your front page I have 2 examples, one of which is of a good source, one of them is of a bad one. See if you can figure out which one this is. So here is barcelonaturisme.com, and you'll notice that this is the official website of the Tourist Association of Barcelona. This is actually an example of a very good website, and so this would be a really good source for you to use. So let's look at this one. This is barcelona.com. So you're thinking, well, why is this one bad? But the other one was good. So the other one was, once again, the official website of the tourism organization of Barcelona. But this one, on the other hand, is pretty common. This is where basically they're trying to get you to buy a tour. And so this is something I really scrutinize. You want to use those official tourism websites. And so you can kind of tell that because the sponsor of it is barcelona.com and its content partners, and if you clicked on About This, you would find that out. Another little hint that too is the things that they're having, that they have sources of at the top. They're trying to get you to kind of buy more tours. So if you ever have any question, please ask Mrs. Smithfield. She's happy to help you. So I will continue on. One thing you also notice is that you can actually, there's a lot of things that you can do here with this. Once I've added in the citation. So anyway, so back to that, let's look at what the format for an annotated bibliography looks like. And you'll find that on your LibGuide. Right here, you'll find an example of a good entry and a sample. And the sample we look at for formatting. So you can see that come up. In the meanwhile, do you realize that on the LibGuide, you will not only do you have your home page full of sources, you also have tabs. Something that people frequently do is famous people. And so I have some links there for famous people. These come with a citation, so that's really nice. Over here, I have example of some culture books that I have. I have a whole lot of them, so they're pretty helpful. And then over here are some examples of what good citations look like. And remember that you have a very few words you can have on each slide. So it's better to have more slides and for those to be good slides than for you not to have that. Okay, so here's an example of an annotated bibliography. You'll notice here I have my proper MLA heading here. Name, Miss Sickeroon's name will be there, the class, and the due date, written with the day first. The title is Annotated Bibliography. You start with your citation with that hanging indent, so this line is indented, okay? And then after that, you have what it actually looks like here. And so, I say, this is kind of for formatting. So you're going to have a total of at least 4 sentences. You have 3-sentence summary of what the book says about that topic. So you don't point out like specific facts. Like you're not going to say Christopher Columbus was born in, 1440 or anything like that. You're going to talk generally about what information does that source provide. And then you have at least 1 sentence evaluation of that source. Was it a good source? Was it not a good source? Why? How do you determine that? Okay. And so a really great example for you is actually on the LibGuide here, because I'm going to take care of you here. And on here on the home page, there I have an example of an amazing annotated bib entry. So you can always open that, and you can kind of tell I took a picture of it. But looking at this, you can read that and see that this is a very well done annotation. Okay. Notice that everything's double spaced and it will be put in alphabetical order. Okay. Once again, I encourage you to have me check it ahead of time. Okay, so once you're done, you will continue your research. Please stop by the library. I can write you a yellow note anytime. Remember, you're going to have actually 4 sources, all with annotations. It's going to be in alphabetical order, and I'm going to scrutinize those sources, your annotations, and your MLA citation very carefully. You'll continue to add on the EasyBib, and my recommendation is that at the end, when you're ready to add your annotations, just export it as a Word doc. Then it's going to format everything properly in the proper order, and then you just need to add on your annotation. So I think that's going to be really, really helpful to you. Remember, the title of it is Annotated Bibliography. Once again, I recommend you get it, Ms. Smithfield, to check it ahead of time. That's all. Take care. Please stop by the library with any questions.